Good morning, y'all. It's fall. Yes, it is, and it's me again, Nana Hannah here. I've not made anything for quite a while, so I thought that today would be a good, easy kind of a day to make something simple that everybody could make, I hope, and enjoy. So I am going to make what is called a tomato pie. Now, there's different versions of tomato pies. They are originated in South Philadelphia, of course. Where else would it be? So, very simple. You have a dough, which is like the focaccia bread dough that I had made a video on a while back. And you have sauce. It's tomato sauce, or it's called gravy. Gravy, I was raised on gravy in my Italian household when I was growing up, so I call it gravy, and both tomatoes. It doesn't make any difference. It's still red sauce. And then you have some Parmesan cheese. So what I've done, I've prepared some of it right now, and I'll show you what I've done. I made up I had some frozen focaccia bread dough in my freezer. You can see it here. So what I did was I took it out, defrosted it, and in a pan, it could be a flat pan, a round pan, whatever size you want it to be. You go ahead and lay it out, put olive oil on the bottom of your pan first, and then you put your dough in there, lay it out. Now my dough, as you can see, has speckles in it because I always put some seasonings, Italian seasonings, in my dough when I make it in my bread machine. Therefore, I don't have to put any other seasonings in. And if I have seasoning in my tomato sauce, that's fine too. But anyway, so you put it in your pan like this, and you get like a little edge, like you're making a pie. Put a little edge on it with the corner of your pinky all the way around, because this will stop the sauce from falling off the edge. Okay, go all the way around. So, and then on top of this, you put some more olive oil. Olive oil is a big factor in this. It's something that you need to have throughout this great little recipe. So you spread it on real good, and I usually put it on the tops too, because then when it's cooking in the oven, which is 400 degrees or so, your crust will get nice and brown. And when the crust starts to brown and get real dark, then you know that everything is done. Now the simple part is, my oven is ready. Okay, so what I've done is I put my olive oil in there. You can see I put a lot in there. Probably put more than I should have, but that's okay. So, here's my tomato sauce that I had. I had it in the freezer, and I went ahead and I took it out, defrosted it, and I read that if you add a few tablespoons of butter to your tomato sauce, what it does is it kind of regulates the acidity in the tomatoes, and it makes your sauce creamy. So I went ahead and I did that. You can see my tomato sauce is really creamy. And it's hot. So I had heated it up. Okay, and some people put their Parmesan cheese in their sauce when they're making it, and then spread it on their dough. I don't do that. I take my sauce, and I just carefully, in little squirts here, spread it across my dough like so. Okay. This is something that you could use as just a night, instead of having a pizza. This is a version of pizza without all the toppings on it. Exactly what it is. Okay, now I kind of just spread it around, right? Like this. Also, some people will take the dough once it's olive oiled and ready, they'll put it in the oven for like 10 minutes to harden it a little bit. I did not do that in this case, so I just went ahead and put my sauce on there. And you can see, again, this is homemade sauce, so again, you can see that I have some seasonings in here, which are basil, thyme, oregano. I just put them all in there. Okay, so it's ready. Notice I left it on the edge. I did not bring it to the edge. Okay, and I didn't put a whole lot of sauce on. I mean, I don't want it to overflow, but I also want it to cook nicely. So the oven is set at 450 actually, and there's a couple different recipes you can use for that. I think this one was set for 450 degrees for about 20 minutes or so. So now there's my sauce. It's all in, so I kind of move it around a little bit to even it out. It looks pretty good, right? Okay, now what I do, I take my Parmesan cheese and I just sprinkle it lightly over top of the tomato sauce, like that. Don't put a lot on. A lot of people will just bake it without putting any Parmesan cheese on, and then when they take it out and it's still hot, they'll put more cheese on. So my idea is to just put a little bit, sprinkle it around like I've done, and it's ready to go in the oven. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this in the oven for about 20 minutes, and hopefully it'll come out looking like I want it to look, because it's a tomato pie. Yes, here we go. 20 minutes and we're ready to roll. So I will be back in 20 minutes. See you. Bye. Okay, everybody, I have about another minute to go. Take it out and we'll see what it looks like, okay? So it's been in there about 20 minutes. You have to kind of judge. Sometimes it's 20 minutes, sometimes it's 15 minutes. As soon as you see that crust on the edges getting brown, then you know it's about ready. So let's see what it looks like. This is not going to raise as much as I've made my focaccia bread in the past, because the fact that this bread dough that I made is not a big, large loaf, so there wasn't that much dough. So I pushed it out and kind of made that crust a little thinner, but that's okay. All right, we're good. Let's see what we got. Oh my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Hold on. Let me move the oven. And look and see. Isn't that pretty? I know. I know. Very hot. You can see some of the white that you're seeing in here is the cheese that came out in pieces. So remember what I said, I am going to put more on top. What was on there that I put on when I baked it kind of all melted into the sauce. So it just depends. There's a lot of chunks in this piece. Just depends, whoa, that came out fast, on how much cheese you want to put on. Now, this is could be a meal in itself. It's great to eat cold. It's great to eat hot. But whichever way you eat it, it's going to be delicious. See how my crust is brown? I could have left it in there a little bit longer so that it would get a little bit darker. I don't want to lift it. But you can see how it's brown around the edges. It's starting to bake really well. So this recipe is so easy. And like I said, it's something that you put together and you add a nice tossed salad with it and you have a meal. So tonight, this is going to be our meal for dinner. John and myself, we're going to sit down and kind of enjoy this. We'll have a pizza usually once a week. So this is my idea of a pizza. Now, if I wanted to, I could add pepperoni to it or or mushrooms to it or any other thing that you put on pizza. But this is called a tomato pie. I hope you enjoy it. Love seeing you all. Take care. Be safe. Talk to you soon.